Let's go, Kim Mulkey and the Baylor Lady Bears. 98-game winning streak. Don't care. UConn #1 in the country. Don't care. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, as Kim Mulkey and the Lady Bears went into UConn last night and ended UConn's 98-game home winning streak, and they did it in decided fashion. Just crank it up. There it is.
Smoke.
There it is. There it is. Listen, national champs, don't think they're going to give that thing up anytime soon. Kim and company walk in there and get it done, and they stun UConn with a big run in the fourth quarter. I think UConn had the lead at one point. And then
at halftime, Baylor had a 1-point lead, and then as I was watching it, they when Baylor next went up, I believe it was 55-54. And then from that point on,
see you later.
They outscored UConn, and I think there was like 8 minutes left in the game in the fourth quarter. They outscored them, I believe, 23-4, which is something you normally see UConn do.
Correct.
And, I mean, there were times, boy, I tell you, that UConn gave up some layups. Geno's calling timeout and losing his mind. He kind of went after his players a little bit after the game, which only Geno can do. But, I mean, some of the numbers with this of the last time they lost, I mean, they fell one victory short of tying its own record. Their own record. So another time, they had 99 wins in a row at home. Their previous loss at home came in the Big East final against Notre Dame in March of 2013. It was the worst home loss since 2005. Since 2007, the Huskies had played at least one team ranked in the top 5 before the new year. This season, the only ranked opponent before that was DePaul at number 16. So we all know how great that program has been and what they have done. So for what Baylor did and just the way they blew them out in the fourth quarter, again, normally what UConn does was pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, I spent most of that time realizing after we played it, it's really hard to make a good fight song.
Yeah.
Because they all kind of sound the same.
It's the same basic riff.
With the exception of like 4, I don't know if there's that many good fight songs.
That's fair. That's one of the 4 for sure. This was UConn's worst loss since March 26, 2007, when they lost by 23 in the NCAA tournament against LSU. And as you said, Geno Auriemma, he was having none of it, especially when his team kept fouling when they were down 16 with a minute to play. Let's just say Geno was like, what do you think is going to happen?
I mean, we shot air balls and we were wide open. What do you do about that? I don't know. I knew down the other end it was going to be tough. But, before, let me tell you how immature they are, too. There's a minute left in the game and they're fouling thinking we can get a 16-point play. Is that dumb or what? We're going to lose by 8. It's the difference if we lose by 17. Dummies.
Wow.
Geno.
Wow.
Listen, it's only Geno can get away with this stuff.
Yeah,
right?
He's not getting away with it. He's a pretty big jerk for calling a bunch of college kids dumb.
Well, it's worked out for him on more than one occasion.
Oh, I get it, but he's still a huge
Yeah.
jerk for doing that.
Yeah.
There's no part of me that's okay with a coach calling a bunch of college kids, because at the end he said dumb. He called them dummies.
Yeah,
at the end.
dumb.
Like you
Right,
called a
right.
bunch of college kids dummies in a press conference after a game. You're a big, strong man. Congratulations.
Well, that's listen, he's been on brand that way for a long time.
Oh, no, I get it, but it doesn't make it any more or less cool.
I'm not saying
his track record as a coach is all there. Yeah. It's a bad, that was objectively not cool, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like
it was a bad look for him, and we can sit there and say, that's him, he's tough, he's rough, he does that, but, God knows what else, who knows, but, I mean, those kids aren't going to want to go to practice the next day, that's for sure.
Well,
we know we know what's about to happen. Ooh. Like, it's not about to be a good time.
Yeah.
UConn doesn't tolerate regular season losses at home around those parts. Like, we know it's going to be on the end line, it's going to be all those things, but I could do without calling a bunch of college kids dumb just for making a thing that you should have coached better.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So we'll see what happens there. Meanwhile, here was Kim Mulkey saying, listen, man, we did this the old-fashioned way.
We're old school. Isn't that how we describe? Did you think that was old school? I tend to think it's timeless. That would be a better word. I had Kalani Brown at 6'7", Lauren Cox at 6'5". I'm not a genius, but I don't think I'm going to have them out there shooting threes. But we got a team that's different, so I'll help you. We will shoot the 3 ball if necessary. But go ahead. Had to get that in there. Old school. I'm from the old school. Y'all know that song?
Sing it some more.
Country music fans in here, raise your hand. Go look it up. John Conley, I'm from the old school. Thought you were too.
That's how you do a winning press conference right there.
She's tremendous.
UConn scored 6 points in the fourth quarter. They got outscored 19-6 in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's going to be an ugly practice. I agree with you. Geno took it too far, and by doing what he did, he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, college coach of all time. But there's that was a bad look on him. But
just not great.
Like I said, the players are not going to be looking forward to the next practice.
No, fully aware of how bad things are about to go there. That's one of those that, as bad as the loss is in the moment. And for basketball, I'm sure it's a little bit different because you play a lot more games than we do as a part of a football team. But as bad as you feel in that moment, you're part of, a UConn storied tradition that hadn't lost a home game there in 98 games. Yeah. And you feel pretty bad about that? You feel even worse about knowing what you're going to do.
You do, because it's going to be psychological warfare and physical warfare for how he's going to run them and work them, and then the psychological about, what is expected here. And, oh, by the way, that was just their first loss of the season. I mean, they were 12-0.
And by the way, let's not also Kim's going old school because she goes into the post all the time with their big players.
Right.
They do have a player, one of the great names in all of sports right now, Juicy Landrum, who set an NCAA record earlier this year with 14 3-pointers. Yeah. So they can't hit the threes as well. So that's what happened in women's college basketball.
What's up? Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. Don't forget to download the ESPN app, and if you want more premium content, which you do, make sure that you subscribe to ESPN+. See you soon.